I'll go first before you start. Just wanted to thank our fans. Our team has really grown tremendously in the last couple months, and we can feel the support, the energy that they've given us. We're really thankful for that, have tremendous gratitude for them. You can feel the energy in the building. You can feel in the community when you're out. So very thankful for them, and we'll miss not having another home game. So thank you to the fans. It was terrific. They've been terrific, really supportive around the team. So on to the questions.
Yes, sir. Coach, this team's really responded to you. See a lot more effort defensively. Rebounds gotten better. They just overall, you see a whole new team under you. Looking forward a little bit. A lot of people, including myself, think that we already have our head coach in the building. Is that the goal for you, or?
I think you probably heard me answer this. We have another game. My sole focus has been on our group, on our team, to keep us progressing. I haven't thought quite about that stuff yet because I'm so engrossed with trying to help our team improve and to help our team get better, which I think we have. So we have another game on Sunday, and we're going to throw everything we have into our energy. But that's what we're going to do. My focus has been solely about how do we help our group get better. And I'm going to continue to do that. And we have another game, another day tomorrow to prepare. So we're excited for our challenge on Sunday at Boston.
Yes, sir. 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗢𝗪 looks very polished offensively. Defensively, what do you want to see on him work on in the offseason?
This is great learning for him. Like, he's getting in end-of-game situations, real live situations for us. I think I've just said, like, we're discovering parts of his game offensively and defensively. I like his rim protection. He's big. He's physical. He's not afraid to mix it up in there. He's learning our coverages and our schemes with not a lot of practice, to be honest. So he got thrown right into the mix, but it's nice that he wants to be part of our program, and I think we've seen some growth with his time. So I've been really thrilled that he's part of us.
Hey, Coach. Chicago was up like 5 there in the last couple of minutes. You guys battled back, came down to the last possession. What do you think ultimately tipped it in favor of the Bulls?
I just don't think we just couldn't get stops in the fourth. And we had a little trouble getting stops throughout the game, but when the game got tight, they made a couple of drives to the basket that we probably didn't love. But we made a nice little comeback at the end, and we put ourselves in position with a free throw, and then obviously Corey there at the end, which got a great look, and we would trust him to shoot that again. So I liked how we kept playing to the final whistle. That's been, I think, a trademark that we've seen, and that's what we want to see continue to do going forward.
So was that last play designed for Corey to get that shot specifically?
There were a couple different options. I don't want to give it all away because someone might look at the film with that, but he was an option, and I liked the option that we got out of that.
And Denny has ran the point before this season, but I think this might have been the first game where he started running the point. What did you see from him, and what went behind that decision?
Wanted to see that, obviously with Jordan not playing tonight, wanted to see Denny handling the ball more. We know how much of a playmaker he can be, but we wanted to see him in the lead playmaker role. I thought he did a tremendous job getting his teammates involved. We always love his rebounding. I think he ended up having 12. But that's part of what makes Denny's good is his versatility. So we were excited to kind of see what that would look like, and I thought he did really well in that position tonight.
Brian, going off that, how did Denny handle that newish offensive role, and how do you think his defense stacked up, like being able to do both at once?
I think he was fine. Denny always probably guards the better guys. I didn't think we were great defensively as a whole tonight. This was a little bit of an offensive game for both teams. So that was something that we talked about, that we want to keep growing in that area. But I thought Denny handled the whole game well. Really good job.
So this is Ed from the Locked On Wizards podcast. Pat Baldwin had a great shooting night, and Johnny Davis shot the ball well tonight too. What did you see from those guys, and do you envision them playing in the summer league this summer?
Don't know the answers to some of those questions, but the one thing I do know about both those guys is that I've watched them throughout the year, the tremendous amount of work they've put in behind the scenes. With the go-go with us, and then I think you're seeing the fruit of that here at the end. And that's what we want for our team. That's what we want for our individual players. Both those guys have gotten better. Both those guys have improved. Both of them, especially defensively. I know they made shots tonight, but the stuff that we value, the dirty work, the rebounding, guarding the best players, those guys have grown, and then they made shots tonight, which is always great. But their development's been really nice to see this year.
It was another game where Tristan got to the free throw line quite a bit. What do you think he has done in these last few games to generate free throws?
He's a pretty smart player. He understands angles. He understands how to use his body to get to the free throw line. Understands when you're in the bonus. This guy's got a pretty good basketball IQ. We like his aggressiveness, but he started off the game well, getting some free throw attempts early, and that helped.
Coach Corey finished the game with 6 assists. How did you feel about his ability to shoulder an offensive load? 'Cause that's something that we're usually seeing out of Denny. He had 8 assists himself, and those two guys had to do a lot as the primary guys. What did you like out of their ability to distribute?
Those guys are our guys who attack and get into the paint. So I think that's continued good growth for Corey. Like, he's obviously, the shooting is what stands out, but his ability to get into the paint and attack and finish. Now that next layer is he was finding people on the perimeter, passing, dump off, kickouts for threes. So these are the next evolution for him, and we've been seeing that with his opportunities growing here late. But this guy's a good offensive player.
Last question for Coach.
Coach, what do you hope that the younger players take out of this final stretch of games as the season comes to a close?
These are great experiences, playing against, we played a lot of close games, fourth quarter games, but taking advantage of the opportunity. I think that's the thing that I've been really pleased about with them, is that when their opportunity has been throughout the year, they've seized the moment and continued to grow. Like, this matters. We got one more game. We're going up there to Boston to go to play. Like, we want to grow and get better and make it a great competitive game, and that's what we're looking forward to do.
Big step this year, really solidifying yourself as a 3-level scorer. We know you can score. Defensively, what areas on the defensive side do you need to work on this offseason?
It's a difficult question to answer. It's kind of easier to talk about offense that way. Defensively, I worked really hard on knowing the scouting report and my closeouts and then my help spots defensively. And you can ask any of the people in our organization. I got a lot better. So I'm going to take the summer to guard players that are quicker, faster than me, play a lot of one-on-one, and then kind of go back to the drawing board next year to pick 2 or 3 more really attainable goals and make small steps. And if you make small steps, month after month, pretty soon it's one big one. So a little bit of work left to do on that.
This is Ed from the Locked On Wizards. It looked like you're a great finisher. It looked like you finished really well around the rim. What are some things you're looking to work on, like your in between game, ball handling, step backs, or what are you looking to work on?
Definitely off the dribble threes. Trying to be more effective shooting off the dribble and like pick and roll and handoffs and things like that. Finishing was great. My floater's been great all year long, and I want to make sure to keep working on that and solidify that. And again, it's like the defensive kind of question. Like, it's not going to be a huge wholesale change. It's going to be really small details that get tweaked and get better this summer.
Thanks.
And can you walk me through what was said in those final seconds of the game? You had about less than 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
What was Coach telling you guys in the huddle before you came out?
Yeah, the play was Tristan was supposed to screen down for a 3 if I had it. And then, I caught the ball and Terry was right on my hip. I knew I didn't have a chance to get it off, so I just took off and went to the rim and got a pretty decent look at it. So pretty simple. We tried not to overcomplicate it, and ended up working. We got a great look at the rim that normally goes down, and this time it didn't. That's all it really was.
Hey, Clark.
Hey.
Got a 2-part question for you on 2 different players who played points tonight. Kenny started at the point,
Mm-hmm.
did pretty well, and then it seemed like every time that Jared brought the ball up in the second half, he just knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your takes on both of their games?
Yeah, both of them have. I would say that Jared is definitely more of a true point guard than Denny is, but both of them filled the role great tonight. Jared with 10 assists and no turnovers. So that's an outstanding line. He took care of the ball. He knows what he's doing. And the more minutes he plays in the NBA, the more he is going to learn, just like anybody else. And so I'm really happy and but not surprised at the growth that he's made throughout this year. We've watched him work his ass off all year long. So to see him get paid or pay off in these NBA games, especially in these big ones down the stretch that we need to practice in, he's been great. And then Denny's been great for us all year long, handling the ball as well. He had 8 assists as well. And he's aggressive. He's a physical force, and he's hard to match up with, especially at the point guard position.
This might be more of a question for breakdown day on Monday, so I apologize if I repeat myself then, but what are you most proud of that your game has what about your game are you most proud of in terms of taking a step forward this year?
I would just say the consistency through everything that's happened this year, through the highs, through the lows, playing a lot, not playing a lot, coaching changes, roster changes, injuries. I mean, you name it, we've been through it, and I've stayed consistent throughout with my attitude and with my play. So, we can get more into it on Monday, but we'll leave it there for now. Yeah.
Hey, Corey. Oh, sorry. In the back here. So tonight being Fan Appreciation Night, just not just tonight, but all year. What have the fans kind of meant to you?
They're the reason why we kind of get up for every game. It's really fun to go out and play in NBA arenas and NBA atmospheres, and DC is no different. And like Q said earlier, we want to put together a much more competitive, season next year for the entirety of it. But I hope that fans understand what we're trying to do and understand and see the growth that we've made throughout this year. That's something they can cling to and get really excited about, because when this thing starts to move fast, it's going to be a lot more fun. So I hope they latch onto the growth.
Johnny and Pat have both had 2 good back-to-back games.
Yep.
What's it been like seeing them seemingly finish the season strong here?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of this thing, is to get these guys experience, and these guys are taking advantage of it, especially Patrick. He had a great game in Minnesota, and another great one tonight, another, double-double tonight. I've been pleasantly surprised at how well he rebounds the ball this year, and now he's shooting with a lot more confidence and seeing some of those threes go down. It's really good, man. Patrick's really, really good. He's special. He's a gifted player, and hopefully these games kind of build on his confidence level going forward.
Corey, we talked about how the team's been through a lot. It's really depleted right now. Every vet's not playing, not named Anthony Gill.
Mm-hmm.
How is being at the top of the scouting report every night help push your game forward in these late season games?
Yeah, well, first of all, as the 3rd longest tenured Wizard, I think I want to qualify myself as a vet. So we'll start there. Second of all, it's what I want. It's what I want. It's what I've always wanted. That's how I get better. When other teams' best players are guarding me and are clearly kind of more focused on me than if we had our whole roster together. And you want to be able to test your game against the best and test your game against the best of that the other team has to offer. So these last, 2-3 weeks, I've really gotten to kind of put my game to the test, and I've been pleased with what I've gotten so far. So looking forward to more challenges like that to come.
What areas of your game do you even work on?
I'd definitely say shooting. Being able to shoot the ball really allows you to do a lot of different things on the floor, and just being more of a playmaker too.
Gotcha. Translating to the NBA, coming from Wisconsin, what's been the hardest thing to kind of evolve to going to the NBA? The speed of the game, or?
Probably just building a routine. Like the NBA is obviously different than college, so. And I was living in Wisconsin my whole life before this, so I've been on a new routine, and it was just, it took some time to adapt to that, that's all.
Hey, Johnny. You've strung together a couple of impressive games over the last couple of weeks, couple double-digit performance. What do you think gives you the most confidence on the floor?
Just knowing that I put the work in. I'll come in, shoot late at night. I'll stay after practice and shoot, and that's where I get the confidence from.
Tonight specifically, when you had the ball in your hands, did you make a point to attack the rim? I know you did that against Minnesota and it really worked. So tonight, did you have that same mindset?
Yeah, I just do it just to take some pressure off of guys like Denny, Corey, and Jordan, since they're just getting hounded the whole game, usually by the best players. So it just makes things easier for the team.
This is Ed from Locked On Wizards. Denny started at point guard tonight. What were your thoughts on him starting at point guard? And also, you had a great night shooting. What went into your great night shooting from the three-point line?
Yeah, Denny's kind of a wild card with the ball, but he's a great player. We trust him a lot, and just being confident in my shot and not thinking about it while I'm out there.
Thank you.
Hey, Johnny. So after you went 3 for 3 in the first quarter, what did that do for you, just confidence-wise and pressure-wise, as the game continued?
Yeah, basically it just told me that I had the green light. I hadn't missed yet. I thought all the shots I took were good shots, and they helped the team. So, yeah, just going into the rest of the game, I was just going to let it fly.
Johnny, looking back at the season, what are kind of the best moments you can think of for yourself and for the team?
Yeah. I'd just say like team dinners and road trips, just bonding with the guys, getting familiar and comfortable around them was probably the best moment throughout the season, I would say.